I want you to do this 7 things before applying your bank applications for your business account in any bank of UAE. Hi everyone, I am Hemant Katyal, founder at Dangad. Today we'll be discussing the top 7 reasons why your bank account applications get rejected in the banks. The first reason is resident visa. Many of the customers are applying for bank accounts without obtaining the first resident visa. Applying a bank account without resident visa increases your risk rating in the bank. If you are having multiple companies, then your resident visa can belong to any of your company, but it is very important that you have a resident visa before you apply for a bank account. Although in some cases you can apply without resident visa as well, but then you will be subject to an enhanced profile checking by the bank. In case you want to proceed to open your bank account as non-resident, then bank will do enhanced due diligence as I mentioned, and the enhanced due diligence means they will ask for the non-resident shareholders for their address proof from their home country and the reason why they are not taking the visa from the UAE. So if your profile in your home country is not super strong, then we recommend that you proceed with resident visa with your bank account application. The second reason is lack of physical space. This is the point where most of the customers get irritated and annoyed. Because in a digital world where you can start, manage and operate your company in any part of the world, you are being mandated to open a proper office in UAE. But indeed, it is partially correct because it is the same world in which we see a lot of money laundering happening, a lot of shell companies getting opened, and we see a lot of tax invasions as well. As we are all aware that shell companies are essentially the companies who are operating just to move the funds from one place to another to hide the real source of fund, and they are mostly operated without any physical space. So the bank in UAE mandates to have an office or a home tenancy in place before you apply for a bank account application. So this is the place from where your company will be operating. With the office tenancy, you are required to provide with office pictures which clearly shows the office nameplates, the shareholders, and it should look like a normal operational office. This is in technical terms is called CPV or FVR. CPV or FVR means contact point verification or field visit report. So a bank representative will visit your office to check for the office operational part. So I hope you got the reason why a physical space is mandatory to open a bank account in UAE. The third reason is if your company is conducting business with some of the high-risk countries or sanctioned countries. In that case also, your company will be subject to enhanced due diligence by the banks. Fourth reason is weak business plan with insufficient supporting data. So having a weak business plan or insufficient data means that you are not able to provide the buyers and suppliers data like their websites, their address and their country of operations. This is one thing. The second thing is that customers are unable to provide any kind of contracts with their buyers and suppliers. Third thing, in some cases, to understand the flow of money in your bank account, the banks are asking for a transaction proof, which is an invoice, which in some cases also the customers are unable to provide. So this were some of the things which I tried to mention here. All this insufficient data leads to bank account application rejection. The fifth reason of rejection is weak shareholder profile. The banks will go in detail with all the shareholders' profile by checking first the experience of the shareholder to understand and start such kind of business, which can be proved by the CV of the customers or the shareholders in this case. The second is to understand the source of fund to start the company through shareholders, which can be proved by the bank statements or the audit financials of the shareholders. The sixth reason is minimum balance of the account. In some cases, where the bank mandates to maintain a certain minimum balance and you have provided the bank statement which is not eligible to maintain such a minimum balance, then the bank will reject the application as well. Although this happens in rare cases, but a minimum balance still should be visible in your bank account for the bank's comfortability to open your bank account. The seventh and the last reason, which is not applicable to all the companies, is high risk business. Certain kind of businesses in UAE are considered as high risk. I would not say UAE only, it can be around the world as well. So those kind of businesses like gold trading, real estate, precious metal, broker business, financial companies, all are subject to enhanced profiling by the bank. So if your business belongs to any of these categories, then you are subject to extra documentation related to your business transactions, shareholder profile, or the company profile. Also, few banks in UAE are not opening bank account for such kind of businesses as well. Also, to open these kind of bank accounts, banks take a lot of time to open it. For more information on bank account opening, you can contact our banking expert team